What are the 5 essential items, courses, concepts that you would take with you to your startup desert island? Okay, let's move on to our desert island essentials. So, Tim, what we're going to be asking of you is, if you were to have to start again, start over, what are the 5 essential items, courses, concepts that you would take with you to your startup desert island?
Top 5, right.
In no particular order.
I'm not sure if it's been invented yet, but the first thing I would take would be a bullshit detector. We all need one, and I think a lot of us would need to turn it round and actually be presenting it to ourselves more often than we present it to the outside world. But yeah, bullshit detector. If anyone's knows if I can get one on Amazon, I'd love to. But yeah, that would be my first thing.
Do you feel that your own internal bullshit detector has improved throughout your career? And if so, do you have any tips of things that help you kind of sniff a whiff?
Oh, it's tricky, because look, if we're having looked at so many business plans, so many fundraising documents, white papers, because they're templated these days, people know what they need to put in there. And so you almost get what we used to do in the Army called a DS solution, a directing staff solution, where you end up looking at something and it's got everything in it that you expect to see. And you think this is a really, really well put together document. But actually, it's possibly because someone's read the right template and they've built something to a template. They don't necessarily believe in own what they've said in a proposal. And so the BS detector doesn't always pick up on that. I think you almost have to go out of the environment and have a think about it. And that can mean something as mundane as, I don't know, inviting a founder around for dinner, see how they behave. If they do the dishes while you're clattering around making the doing the cooking, if they clean up as you're going along, if they offer to help, if they roll their sleeves up, it's different human conditions that will give you little flags as to positive behaviors, but also negative behaviors. Do you, as a founder, do you want to present yourself as someone who is periodically successful or recurringly successful? Do you want to go into that pitch meeting or do you want to be in a pitch meeting meeting someone who's raising money and they've got a Rolex on, or they've got a different sort of $5,000 watch on, for example? Or do you think, well, you're asking me to fund you as an investor, and I'm looking at your burn rate, your travel and expenses seems a little bit higher than I thought. You've clearly got an expensive. You like turning left when you go on the plane. Put it that way. But it's strange. It's that different BS. I've been in meetings on behalf of an investor where someone sat there with an expensive watch and an expensive pair of shoes, and it's reassuring. And I've been in meetings where it's been horrifying because the same watch and the same shoes on, but with a different carriage or a different context of the person wearing them, gives you either a green flag or a red flag. It's so that there isn't a one size fits all bullshit detector. It's a real challenge, and you've got to sometimes just go with your heart. What I would say is, over my life, more often than not, if I trusted that initial gut reaction, I would have wasted a lot of time, because that initial gut reaction is, in my experience, more often than not, it's right. And on that, if your initial gut reaction is a negative one, you might choose to believe in the prospect that's in front of you, but you'll always have that awareness that he had shortcomings and reservations about it at various times. I used to ride a motorbike a lot. And if you're riding a motorbike and you see a rock or a stone in the road ahead of you, you have to look away from it. You have to look past it. Because if you look at it, you go where your attention is, and your front wheel will hit that stone, and you will find that the handlebars judder or shake, or worst case, you come off the bike because you're looking and focusing on the negativity. If you look past it, you go into safety and you avoid the risk. So even if you choose to not go with your gut reaction, I think that's the bullshit detector, really. If you choose to ignore your gut reaction, it's something that's still out there, and it will still, you're aware of it, and you're focusing on it. Is my gut reaction, which was originally negative, is it wrong? Is it wrong? Is it wrong? Oh, the thing that I was really worried about has now happened because I've been focusing on it for so long. It's all, again,
basically you need to figure out whether it's a stone or a boulder. If it's a boulder, you can't look away from it because you're going to hit it eventually anyway. But if it's a stone, it can be avoided. Okay, what's the next thing you take with you on the island?
This is something that is a luxury for many people, but I would suggest some sort of a consulting gig, some sort of side hustle that you can continue to do part-time whilst building your main effort, so that you can keep the lights on, keep the bills paid, have a sense of success, progression, personal compensation, whilst you're focusing on what might be a long-term, challenging build with a lot of roller coaster elements. You have lots of dips, you have lots of challenges, you have lots of failure. That's what we all learn from and grow from. And that's why no one else is doing what you're going to do, because you're the only person that can do this, but you will fail on the way at various times. If you've got a side hustle that can just keep some bucks coming in, if you don't have the savings to be able to do it, but you can somehow keep the lights on, that would be a great thing to have. There have been times when I had the luxury of that, and there have been times when I haven't. Just because you have a safety net doesn't mean that you don't commit to what it is you really want to do. The safety net can be there to mixing metaphors. It can be stabilizers on a bicycle as well, not just a safety net. You don't have to fall off the bike. You can just have a bit of a wobble and still carry on going the way you want to go. So yeah, that would be the second one.
Okay, number 3.
It's a very easy, quick one. Meditations of Marcus Aurelius. I enjoyed learning about Stoicism at various times in life when I needed to be quite stoic. And yeah, there are other ones. Since The Obstacle is the Way is a more modern and accessible version. I think that's Ryan Holiday. But yeah, I've never really managed to get through properly the Meditations of Marcus Aurelius, the original book. But I have it, and I'd take on the desert island and finally get through it.
We'll have the time for it.
We would have the time for it. In terms of the real big thing I would take with me there, would be a cheerleader of some sort. Someone who'll give you a boost to your morale when they think you need it, and just out of the blue when you don't even know you needed it. But someone who gives you a call or gives you a bit of a nudge and says, you're doing a great job. Not a lot of people could do what you're doing. You might think you're struggling, but look at how far you've come already. Someone who really just has your corner and is a great cheerleader for you. And if you've got let's say you've got a dog, wow, wouldn't that be great? Unconditional love and belief in you.